So, last Saturday was Deja's wedding. I call her my birthday twin, and we go way back, probably like 8 years or so, because I met her during her freshman year of college, and I just went to her wedding. She actually married like a really great guy, and I always describe him as no one else in the world will ever love her as much as he does, because he's done some really just phenomenal things for her. So I got to go to their wedding, and this is pretty much what I wore. I wore my purple tie, and I wear this whenever I dress formally because it makes me look nice, because my beard is a little untamed if I don't wear it. I bought this shirt on Thursday night because I realized that my suit wasn't going to fit anymore because I've put on a little bit of weight over the past year or two. So I definitely needed something new. So I went to Kohl's and I found myself a new shirt, and it worked out alright. My only other option was to wear my purple shirt with my purple tie, but I thought that might be too much purple. So I got up on Saturday morning and I drove out to Raleigh. I looked at making the trip a couple of different ways, and that ended up being what seemed most feasible. And so I drove out to Raleigh. I had planned in a little bit of extra time for traffic and other things, and it turned out I arrived 2 hours early, which is okay because it's much better to be early than late for a major event. So I called up Olga and I tried to think of anyone else I could because she wasn't free because I wanted to have lunch with someone, but I ended up just eating by myself at Sushi 9 because I wanted something clean that wouldn't mess up my outfit. And they had really cool sushi art, so that was really good. I felt almost bad eating it. So then I went to the wedding proper, and the wedding, it was just amazing. There were a lot of people there I didn't know. In fact, there was pretty much nobody I knew except Josh, but he had a walkie-talkie in each hand and he was talking to everybody, so I tried not to bother him much. Nothing personal, just trying not to bother him because he had a huge wedding to run. So I tried to make myself acquainted with everyone else. And that didn't go so well on the first pass or two. I did make a couple of friends. It was when Deja's mother showed up and she recognized me. I don't recall having met her before, but she knew who I was, and she introduced me around. And people were a little friendlier then, but I at least had met a few people earlier, so I had some people who were not, too troubled to be with me. So that worked out. The weather was beautiful. They got married in the Rose Garden and the outside near the Little Theater in Raleigh, and I don't think they could have asked for better weather. Although the men in tuxes looked like they could have. They would have liked it a little bit cooler. So we, kind of hung out for a while and milled about until it was time for the actual ceremony. And then we all went and sat down. And I'm trying to remember it all because there was just so much going on. I do remember the Imperial March coming on from Star Wars, and I actually looked to see if the bride was coming, but it wasn't time just yet. She actually came down during Kiss the Girl. That apparently was a secret that Josh was keeping from everyone else. But it really, really worked for their wedding, so I was excited about that. Then, of course, the ceremony itself went very well. They exchanged their vows, and they had custom vows. Deja declared Josh her better two-thirds. Josh immediately said, "Hey, you said no jokes." But he said some very, very nice things himself. So then we were going to the reception, but nobody had explicitly invited me, so I was like, "Hey, is everyone invited?" And people thought that was awkward. But I found a group to hang out with while I was there. We were calling ourselves the Troublemakers. but apparently we were all friends of Deja's. And yeah, I had some delicious cheese, so much cheese. It was like mozzarella, and they had some kind of herbal goat cheese, and they had Munster, and like everything, all the cheeses in the world you could possibly ask for. So I got like 6 crackers and filled the rest of my plate with cheese, and the crackers were really just to go with the goat cheese because it was so creamy. Anyway, so everyone else drank and I ate cheese, so I was happy. And then we had the dinner, which was delicious. I had the fish. I let them eat the chicken, whoever wanted it. And then there was dancing. I remember there was dancing. I actually did a little bit of dancing. So they played the song The Single Ladies, and they're like, all the single ladies come out to the dance floor. And after a minute or two, the DJ comes on, I have just been informed that there is only one single lady in the room right now. And I was like, oh really? Who is she? Where is she? Turned out it was one of the bridesmaids, so I decided to approach her and see how things were going. You know, just make friends really. But we really seemed to get along well. We had a lot of similarities, so we really kind of hit it off right there and hung out for a lot of the rest of the evening. Deja did say she wanted to dance with me, but whenever she wanted to dance, something always came up. And it was just kind of weird. I remember there was one point where we were talking and she's like, and we're going to dance after this. And then someone came up and is like, hey, we're looking for a place to play cards. And I'm like, she just got married. Don't you have a marriage to consummate? And she was like, ah ha ha ha, this is great. This is why I like Conrad. Because he's not ashamed to say what he's thinking. Not her words exactly. Anyway, so we did end up finally dancing after the music was gone and all the tables were packed up, but it was fun anyway. It was, I don't know, hard to describe when you dance when there's no music. I said we could make our own music, so she started singing. It was really kind of sweet. A lot of people seemed kind of confused why I was there. There were 1 or 2 people who, because of my purple tie, thought I was part of the ceremony. Because there was a very, very strong purple theme. All of the bridesmaids were in purple. All of the napkins were purple. I don't remember what else was purple, but there was a lot of purple. And then my tie was purple. No, I was not informed. We were just on the same wavelength. I very nearly wore my purple shirt. So, it was really, really an experience, and I was really happy to have been invited, and it was such a small ceremony. That's what really struck me about the invitation once I was there, was how tiny the ceremony was, and she still thought I was important enough to invite. So, wow. So I've been meaning to hang out with her. We'll probably hang out at some point in the future. And we were trying to figure out when. It might be January or February, but I'll figure it out. But yeah, that was Deja's wedding in a nutshell. It was really, really amazing, and I got to see one of my friends start a new chapter in her life. So my birthday twin has a husband now.